Meet custom home builder Dave Nash.
This is the last conversation I'm going to have with you.
Some of Dave's clients say he has an interesting customer service philosophy.
I'll sue you. You don't know who I am.
You can't do anything to me. My dad's a lawyer.
One couple tells me when Dave knows he owes money, he won't agree to pay up until they agree to shut up.
I can go say anything I want, and he said, oh, if you do, I will sue you.
And if you go to Dave's office to sort things out, good luck.
Can you call Dave and get him here? Nope.
I am just done with this guy.
Dave's company, MV Homes, built this house for Chris and Megan. The cost, $444,000. At least that's what it was supposed to cost.
I have been asking almost weekly, where are we at with our budget? Well, we don't know. Where are we at with our budget? Well, we don't know.
Chris is a police officer. $444,000 was the top of his budget. But surprise, when the house was finished, Chris and Megan say Dave Nash jacked another $20,000 onto the cost.
I didn't want to give him any more money, but I also wanted a house.
Chris took the money to the NV Homes office.
I handed him a check for almost $20,000.
And got this handwritten receipt from Dave for the overages. But at least they were in the house, which they say has some problems they told Nash about, and included in their complaint to the state. Then, a couple of months later, and after paying $20,000 in overages,
Today, I received an email saying that they put a lien on our house.
the couple think Dave did it out of spite.
It's just a mess.
This is the flooring in Kelly and Dan's house. You can see it's bubbling and has big gaps. It's right here in their circuit court complaint.
Can you see that?
It's not great to walk on with two legs, but Kelly's only got one. Kelly and Dan hired Dave Nash for an Americans with Disabilities Act compliant home. She says Dave didn't take any of her suggestions to make it easier for her to get around.
He would just turn to Dan and talk to him like I didn't even exist.
They purchased this modular home through another of Dave Nash's companies, Atlantis Homes. They also claim they were hit with overage fees, and if they didn't like it, they could talk to his lawyer.
I don't want to be sued, but I can tell my story.
Kathy also sunk money into a modular home from Atlantis. She also got hit with a big bill when her house was done.
I had to pay him another $25,000 for the overages.
She said she had problems with her siding and other issues that Dave wouldn't fix.
He was uncooperative. He was rude, disrespectful.
She says Dave wanted her to sign a non-disparagement agreement. Instead, she filed this complaint with the state. Then I receive a letter from Dave's father, his attorney. He wrote this letter threatening me to drop the claim because the company dissolved June 22nd, 2023. He would sue me because Dave had no personal involvement in this case. No personal involvement. Says right here on the Atlantis Homes website, he's the president owner.
I think he's horrible.
Even customers who are least expecting trouble seem to get it. I came upon Jeff one afternoon. He was pretty satisfied with his NV home, just had a couple of warranty issues.
He has his sister, who's a lawyer, I guess, has her contact me, send me a letter saying that they're not going to cover it.
His problem was for the builder, not the builder's lawyer.
So your experience has not been a good one?
It has not, no. This has been very, very difficult.
Randy Eschenberg is an Almont Township trustee. He says a group of angry constituents showed up at a public forum of a town meeting.
They were concerned about some buildings that they had done homes by Mr. Nash.
Unhappy?
Oh, yes. They were all unhappy.
Trustee Eschenberg was familiar with Nash because Dave had been complaining about the city building official for years. This guy.
He didn't like you?
I don't think so.
Almont Building Inspector Joe Israel says he's been trashed by Nash.
If something doesn't pass code, we get pushback.
He says most builders who don't meet requirements just fix the problem. But not Dave. He brings the lawyers out.
You're sticking to your guns.
Well, I have to. That's my statutory duty and responsibility as a code official for the state of Michigan.
Dave called me and just yelled at me.
Kim and Keith say their house was a mess from the start. There was mold all over the framing.
It was quite a bit of mold. It upset me. So I called him, and he's, got kind of aggressive with me and said, there's mold in every new build.
They say they hired their own people to clean things up and finish some of the work. Dave didn't like that.
I said, I'm not going to sign that the house is finished to my standards. And he said, well, then I'll sue you.
Got so tense, Kim filed a police report on Dave Nash.
I felt that as a personal threat.
Then they said Dave had a proposition.
You want a deal? Let's make a deal. You signed something called a non-disparagement. It says you can't talk about me and I can't talk about you. And maybe you can move some things in next week.
Yeah, maybe I'll let you move a few things then.
They didn't sign, took possession of their house, but since they'd had their own work done, Dave now owed them money. But they say Dave won't pay unless they sign the non-disparagement agreement drawn up by who else? His lawyers. So Kim goes down to the Envy office. She's accompanied by a Fox 2 undercover camera person.
Hi, Pam. How are you? Good. Good. Hi. Is Dave here? No, he's not here. Just stopped by. Just wanted to talk to you guys. It's been over a year now. We wanted to know if you wanted to end this.
I can't discuss
settle
anything.
this up. So, can you call Dave and get him here?
Nope.
Dave's office assistant Pam isn't any help.
Where in the contract did it state that we had to sign a release? And
Kim, I'm going to call 911 in just a minute and ask the police to ask you to leave the premises. I'm asking you to please leave and call or email our
I
attorney.
told you both and Julie that I would sign a document that stated that you had paid me in full. The release that you want me to sign signs away any and all responsibility and does more than that. It doesn't allow me to talk to anybody.
I'm going to go to the phone.
About
I'm going to call the Elmont police to ask you to leave.
with you.
Kim, this is being recorded.
That's fine.
Right there.
That's fine. I'm recording as well.
By the time Kim walks out, the cops are there and tell her she has to leave. Customer service isn't their strong point, says Melanie Ducanal of the Better Business Bureau. Both Envy Homes and Atlantis Homes have D and F ratings.
They're not answering, and when we do try to push on it to say, hey, get a hold of us, they're not responding.
But I'll respond. Time for a clash with Nash. Since I've seen what happens at his office, I got to catch him on neutral ground. Hi, Dave. Rob Walchuk from Fox 2. Can I talk to you?
I can't take any calls right now, no.
Kind of a weird answer. I need to talk to you about your business and some unhappy customers you have.
Well, I'd be willing to take your phone number and have somebody contact you tomorrow.
Who would contact me? I want you to contact me.
I will call you.
You know the Wilkins, right? Keith and Kim?
Do I know the Wilkins couple?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you owe them money?
I can't answer that at this time.
Okay.
That's between attorneys.
Well, it's kind of between them and you, isn't it? It's your company, right?
No, it's between attorneys.
Come on, Dave. Do you owe them money?
Yes, I owe them money.
Okay. So they're telling me that you want them to sign a non-disparagement agreement and they don't want to do that.
They have a release agreement that was agreed upon by both attorneys, the one representing me and the one representing them. Mm-hmm. And there was an amount agreed to, and now they don't like the amount that their attorney agreed to. They fired their attorney, hired a different attorney. That's where we're at today. Why don't you just give them the money that you owe? They have to. There's not an agreement of numbers.
But there is an agreement. Here's an email from Dave admitting he owes them $11 grand. So why don't Kim and Keith want to sign it? They say Dave's lawyers tried to slip in a whole bunch of stuff they didn't agree to, including the non-disparagement clause. They don't want to sign the release because you're trying to keep them quiet. They don't like you and they want to be able to talk about you.
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate?
Inaccurate.
Here's one of their emails.
I think we're going to not continue any more of this conversation.
Okay,
I'm willing to take your name and phone number, which you've given me today, and I'll do a follow-up with you appropriately and issue a statement at that time if you'd like.
Okay, well, I don't want a statement. I want to talk to you about these people if I could.
This is the last conversation I'm going to have with you.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to keep throwing questions at you.
I'm asking you to finish the conversation.
Okay. So what about this $1,000 lien from Megan and Christopher Alice? Why'd you put a lien on their house?
If they put a lien on something, it was because they owed me money.
No, you put a lien on them. So they gave you $460,000.
This conversation is over.
It's obvious the Envy builder doesn't envy me, but I need answers. Why do you have unhappy customers like that? Why? I mean, I know they gave you $460,000, the Alice's, for that house. They said you kind of threw a $20,000 extra fee on there, and I've heard from a few people that you throw money on there at the end for upcharges. Is that
I hope
true?
you're not making false statements here.
I'm not making false statements. I'm asking you.
I consider this to be a very slanderous act right now.
Okay, well, I'm not slandering
I'm going to this school.
You go into school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I coach basketball. I think it's the right thing to do.
Okay. All right. You know, I'd like to talk to you tomorrow, so please contact me. I got more questions for you. I like to hear them, but Dave never contacted me. So I give him another chance 2 days later at his office, which now has a different sign out front that says Celtic Development. I'm not sure who owns Celtic, but the same employee vehicles are here. Dave's office door is locked, but his truck is parked right by the door. I hang around for a while, but I guess Dave doesn't really want to talk to me. So it says, Dave, please call me on the back. All right, here, I'm going to put this on his car, too. All right, whatever. Let's get out of here. Dave Nash, your customer service is not a smash. You're in the Hall of Shame.